People come and go on the internet all the time. Some of them make history, others don't and fall into irrelevancy. But one such group that will always be remembered is the Dream Stands. The Great Dream Stand Wars were a string of online wars between Dream Stands and many others. But first, to understand the wars, we must understand the Dream Stand culture. Dreamtopia is a country ran by the fascist dictator Dream and his cult-like of followers on the continental mainland of Twitter. Of course, standing is a huge culture or pillar for them, as well as speedrunning, but speedrunning is a holy pillar of their culture, and the most important.
Foreshadowing happens when clues in a story hint at future events.
The Dream Coalition started when Drem, or Murd as he goes by now, leader of the Murd channel, faked a speedrun, the most holy and atrocious of crimes, an insult to Dreamtopia. The Dream Stands, as well as the speedrunners, were of course upset and angry. How could they break such a holy law? They formed a huge coalition to go on a holy crusade and bring down Drem, or Murd, for cheating on his speedrun. In the early hours of the next morning, they launched a full-scale assault with over 25,000 armed Dream Stands. On Drem's comment section would be the first target. Drem's fan army only numbered in 300. They all rushed to the front lines to fight off the Dream Stand and speedrun hater invaders. They made many heroic sacrifices. They tried many things and fought valiantly, but in the end, they were overrun, and Murd was forced to go into hiding. The Murd country was defeated in a landslide, and Murd was also told to kill himself multiple times. The Technoblade Crisis. Another fascist dictator known as Technoblade of Technoland broke foreign policy by making a bad tweet 4 years ago. The Dream Stands blockaded Technoland's port, trade embargoed them, and planned an attack. Technoblade's Twitter feed and YouTube channel was a mess after their attack started. It was total chaos. He was getting cancelled at the UN, known as the Twitter trending page, but no hate comments were coming until one day. The Stands launched a full-scale assault. Technoblade's army and economy was weak and collapsed from the blockade and embargo the Dream Stands recently put on them. They were also taken by surprise, and his army fell within 3 days. It was a national embarrassment for Technoland. Techno was forced to apologize, delete his tweet, and 20 million videos worth of views. He was allowed to keep his position as leader for fear that his people would riot and revolutionize, but it was so embarrassing of a defeat for Technoblade, he resigned. So far, the Dream Stands have been doing well. They have conquered many territories and converted them all to Dreamism, but not for long. Ludwig, the president of Twitch, made a tweet about Stan culture, a direct insult to Dreamtopia's foreign policy. They decided they needed to plan an attack, but Ludwig already made a beachhead in Dreamtopia. They were on their own turf, and the Dream Stands got too big for their britches. They were fighting an enemy much bigger, much more mature, and much more autistic than them. Ludwig managed to win support of most of the internet, starting a huge wave of anti-Dream Stand sentiment and propaganda. They were fighting a propaganda war, a war across the whole internet, with more and more internet celebrities joining in the fight and calling Dream out. They were going to form a huge coalition alliance to take down the Dream Stands and Dreamtopia. The Dream Stands were fighting on all corners of the internet. One, they had to go after Ludwig's social medias, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, that's 3. But remember, there's like 50 other YouTubers that are going against the Dream Stands. So they're fighting on about 150 fronts. Far too many for them to fight and win. The Dream Stands were outnumbered. They were losing. They made one last push to try and demolish Ludwig. They managed to dig into Ludwig's Twitch channel and create a bulge in Ludwig's lines. They fought ferociously for the coming weeks, but retreated from their last stronghold, as well as political prisoners and refugees. They evacuated in disgrace and embarrassment. For the first time, Dream Stands lost. It was 2-1 for the Dream Stands, and they lost. But this made many people realize one thing: Dream Stands weren't invincible.